Taking a look at Tagor's 18 hauls now. To be fully disclosing everything, we have a 21 done on this character, so 18 hauls should be pretty stock for this man. But longtime viewer, I told him we'd do it. Take a look at Warrior. He's using the Reprisal Legendary, the overpowered thing. He's also got a very interesting trinket on. He has some commentary in the run, but obviously we're going to do our own. So he's got this Abomination Heart or whatever it's called. Let's take a full look at the beginning here. But very odd comp as well. Got 2 warriors. But yeah, Sabaton's a Reprisal Legendary there. And this trinket, which ends up performing relatively poorly. Spoiler alert. I'm surprised anybody would be using something like this. Beating Abomination Core. It has Leech on it, so I guess that helps too. But let me know if you guys know anything about this trinket. Taking damage is a chance to heal you, and any overhealing is converted into an absorb. So I like that concept. It sounds pretty good, and if you see the end, you will see that it does, you know, the results are there on the screen. But yeah, I don't think it did any better than, like, for example, like the trinket that I use, my second trinket. And you have to start thinking about what the value of strength is to your character. So maybe Warrior, it's not as big, I don't know. But for Blood DK, it's pretty, yeah, it's substantial to lose strength. So have to be sure. But anyway, we're going to get to it. We got 18 hauls. I don't know when this was recorded. Let's see. First thing I will say, though, is I could see why, as a fellow UI, not very skilled UI creator, I guess is the way to put it, I could see you'll probably have a lot of the same feedback coming from people. But yeah, that is a lot of stuff right in the middle of the screen there. I will say maybe, are we sure we want all that there? And I assume, yeah, so green must be health bar, right? Certainly is. Blue on that is the absorb. Yeah, I don't know. Quite tough to parse. For me, I have the numbers, so like I feel like that's really important. The health bar alone would not really help me. It's all about having the numbers. But I'm actually surprised getting hit pretty hard there. This is on, yeah, this is this week. Sanguine. Well, it's going to be published the week after, unfortunately, but yeah, it was on the week that I was doing it. I don't know what that blue, it looks like the mop, moat or whatever. What is that? It keeps refreshing. It's like right here. What is that? I don't actually know what that is. But anyway, a lot of stuff on the screen. My God. And I don't know, do you feel like they're organized pretty well? I'll give you a tip. If you're interested in even a minor adjustment to making it look better, I would improve the edging of these weak ores. Like you can zoom them in so you don't see the edge of the actual icon. I feel like that looks like very, it looks cleaner. But anyway, obviously you're using it, so I'm sure you're fine with it. But yeah, I'm surprised to see anybody play with a health bar that doesn't actually have information on it. Like at least a percentage. Don't you think a percentage on that bar would help? And if you need help with that, I could help you because I have the, you literally just copy mine and just, you have to just place it on your bar. But anyway, some big pulls here. Like, unfortunately, I don't really know a lot about Warrior right now. But I do see, he mentions about Demo Shout. He has trouble getting Demo Shout used. Looks like some, yeah, clicking of Demo Shout there. That's surprising. You just feel like you're out of keybinds. I'm interested in understanding why you would click a core defensive spell. Like, you know, clicking spells, like, you know, has gotten a bad rap over many years, but it's really not like a non-viable way to play, right? There you go. So he uses the Necrolord banner as well. He's also Necrolord, which I love the concept of that banner, but I'm just not sure how practical it is. Also clicking it. So it looks like a lot of the top bar spells there are actually being clicked, which is surprising. So let's hear thoughts on that. I don't know. I mean, yeah, like I said, clicking is not necessarily something that I would say is like completely non-viable. It's just like you really can't be. I feel like there's some spells that just can't. Like for example, tier 1 number 1, interrupt. You can't click an interrupt. Okay, that has to be keybound, right? So and then what is the next level of gradient? A 45-second defensive CD that you're using every pack, pretty much. Why would you not have that keybound? It's a good question. So I don't know. Anyway, we have a lot of looks like the priest has died here. I'm not necessarily sure how that's happened. Not ideal. Gonna go get the... Yeah, we got Pride coming up, so this is interesting. Yeah, this is probably just the same route, yeah. Very stock route, I guess at this point we've seen a lot of it. And he is not, even though his name is I Condemn You. I'll tell you what, I'll never, using a name like that is always a little, you're really putting yourself in a position, aren't you? But anyway, we got the Manifestation of Pride here. We have the Stoneborn Fort, pretty common, pretty popular, but never a huge fan of it, simply because I feel like it's going to help more on AoE, especially from the tank's perspective. I assume the other warrior is the one who is the Venthyr. We have a Marks Hunter, another warrior, and a Unholy Death Knight. So a lot of physical damage in this group. And a Holy Priest, so that's cool. Definitely want to try to interrupt those collect sins, and you get it with a stun. A little late, but that's fine. Plenty of ways to interrupt it as warrior. You could have just feared them. Whatever the fear's called, I don't even remember, but simply use that and you would have gotten them all interrupted. That would have been pretty useful. I would say it's like not too big of a deal to let that cast off, but it does cause a lot of confusion, and especially if you're you know, a tank like me having trouble with offense, the mobs are going to be running all around, so not ideal. But clicking both execute and wow, okay, man, this is okay. You're doing a lot of clicking. I didn't even realize it until now. What has led to that? I'm surprised. I mean, I'll tell you what, that's, I guess we've had this conversation in the past before, but get yourself a Razor Naga, my friend. You'll never look back. I used to have trouble key binding too, like back in probably like MOP, I think it probably would have been. I basically had both hands on the keyboard at the time, which is certainly not ideal, but it was the only way I felt like I could comfortably have everything keybound back then. And then my friend Hybrid Panda said, you should get a Razor Naga. And I'm like, oh, I don't know, they're expensive, blah, blah, blah. But ended up getting one. And he said at the time, he's like, once you get this, you will never look back. And he was totally right. Like, literally never. I could not play without a mouse like this now. It doesn't have to be a Nagi. There's plenty of other good gaming mice out there now. But something with some buttons on the side so you're not clicking all these core spells. Like, these are some core spells you're clicking here, right? Like Victory Rush, Execute. I mean, imagine if you actually had Condemn and you're clicking it. That's not good. Another, yeah, there we go. Yeah, he fears it that time. Looks like you got Plater and some other add-on, or Weak Ore maybe, overlapping there. It's a bit strange. I don't know. A lot of icons. Just so much stuff on the screen. I'm having trouble parsing it all. I don't know. I guess you're not, but... Okay, we interrupt that. You can let that go. Ideally, you want to interrupt it after, I think, right? The cast will just... Yeah, see? Yeah. If you let it start, it'll go on CD. So basically, you let it start, and then you interrupt it, because once it starts, it goes on like a CD. So she won't kick it again, so that's a good tip for you. Good tip for anyone, really. If you want to stop that ad, make sure you let it start the cast and then interrupt it. And you can do the same thing with fears and stuns and all that stuff. Warriors actually got a lot of different things. I forgot how many different... They got single target stun, they got shockwave, right? They have both of those at once, don't they? Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's a talent and you can only take one. I don't actually see the hammer. That's probably the Fury Warrior who used that. Also buff, yeah. Of course, got a lot of spells. So, like, you know, something like a buff. Like, that's something you don't need keybound, right? Something like Shattering Throw. Probably don't need a keybound if you're having trouble with it. But yeah, these, like, core CDs. So, like, I don't know. For me, as a tank, as a Blood DK especially, CD usage is paramount. Like, using it well and often is so key. Like, Vamp Blood and all that stuff. And Trinket, too, to be honest. Like, if I had to, your Trinket is not only not keybound, like your Blood Spattered Scale, not keybound, but it's also, like, quite far away from your other spells that you're clicking. So I'd probably get rid of, like, Commanding Shout and put that over there or something, because that's like, wow. Interesting. I cannot imagine playing like that. Let's put it that way. Like, I don't think I could play like that. It would be very difficult, to the point where I'm not sure I could, like, you know what I mean? Like, because the one thing that is definitely the case about clicking is that it's going to take your eyes away from core information on the screen, right? So, like, you know, one solution I actually saw to this years ago, and I was going to consider it, was like, I think like Cop has this set up, doesn't he? Where he has like bartender, and it's like completely customizable. You can put your bars around your character. I saw somebody do this. So, like, they would have spells around their character like this. And then you can click. Then you're not taking your eyes off the middle of the screen, right? Like, it's quite interesting. I don't know how, you know, I've never done it myself, but it does sound like an interesting idea. And I quite like the idea, so I don't know. Maybe someday I'll look into that just because it sounds. Because then you kind of don't even need weak ores, right? Like you could see the duration of the CD on the icon, so then you kind of don't even need the weak ores. But everything's kind of just so off-centered and so like almost unshapely. Oh wow, wait, I didn't even know you could split pull that. Wait, what the hell? Wow, I did, that's new to me. I did not actually know you could pull that without pulling those obliterators. Wow, that's very interesting. This is somewhat of a similar. It's like similar concept route-wise, but it's very different execution-wise. It's also got So I don't know. Is that Plater that's showing all this stuff? There's a lot of stuff on the health bars. Like wow, I swear this has to be another add-on on top of Plater. What is that blue icon though? It looks like the mode of harmony or whatever from Mop. Probably something very important that I'm not aware of. Maybe it's a enchant. It's probably a weapon enchant. Maybe that's what it is. Is it a weapon enchant or something that I've never seen before because I'm a Blood Death Knight? I don't know. Thrash kind of out in the open here. Hit him with that execute. Not too bad. Ravager as well. Is that a good spell for Prot Warrior? I don't know. I haven't played Prot. I'm very interested in playing Prot this season, but I don't know. Just yeah, there's just so much, dude. I'm leveling so many characters. Like I don't know. Unfortunately, I will say like leveling in Shadowlands is like the least exciting time right now, so it's hard for me to want to level all these alts. Okay, so it's pretty big pack. I swear we don't use Shockwave. Okay, you're using it now. We're gonna hopefully remember to take a look at this at the end. But don't you feel like opening with Shockwave is the right play? Maybe it doesn't do much damage. They have to establish threat or something first. I don't know. I haven't played Warrior in a long time, so I don't know. But for me, I think I would open with Shockwave. What's that? You opened that by accident. Anyway, yeah, I think I would probably open with Shock, especially in a pack with all the casters, right? Like, there's multiple casters there. I do like the charging in and out, though. I haven't seen it a lot, but it's pretty cool. You know, that's part of the legendary, right? So that's another spell that you might. So for what I would do for that is you could make a mouse over macro. I did do this when I used to play Warrior a lot. You can make a mouse over macro and click the person's name, or not even a mouse over macro, but well, basically I use Voodoo for that. So like Voodoo, it's like a healing add-on. It allows you to, like, if you were a paladin or something, you'd be able to like right click and it casts Holy Light, left click it casts Flashlight, something like that, right? So a very odd pride spawn as well here. Should probably comment on that. Is this normal? Don't know. I feel like something's very strange in the route. I haven't noticed it. Pride spawning in the middle of the pack there. Probably should have saved the Stoneborn for that. Somebody grabbed it early, so bit of a disaster this pack. But anyway, if you're going to use the legendary, that's definitely what I would do, I'd imagine. Just get Voodoo instead of the default bars. Put it wherever you want. And then you could right click or left click, whatever's easier for you. And it will automatically charge that person or intervene them or whatever the spell is called now. So pretty cool. That would help a lot, I'd imagine. And it doesn't even de-target. Like, yeah, you could set it up to target if you want, but it doesn't even de-target your actual target. So yeah, you could charge out to them and then charge right back to the pride with one button, basically. Although it is, oh, no, it's all one button now, isn't it? Yeah. Please finish of Gorgons. Yeah, so we have a bit of a mess there, but it looks like we're gonna get away with it. 63% here. That's the big difference. Different style or out. It's not that different. Pride is pretty close to being dead. I'm going to pull that instead of with the Gargan. That's curious. What about Avatar? How's that being used nowadays? Just for pure offense? I don't know anything about it. It used to be like synergistic. Oh, we're going to pull that with the boss. Little interesting. This might cause some problems with Sanguine here, because this guy is not known for his ability to move, healthiest. See what happens here. Yeah, I'd imagine you I don't know. I feel like CD usage is not great either. Which is odd because Warriors got a lot of them. Like, you're half health now and you haven't used any of your CDs seemingly. Is there a reason to not just use Demo Roar like as often as possible? What's the thought process here? Shield Wall, Last Stand, and Demo Roar are all just sitting there off CD. I guess Warrior CDs are just not as important, maybe, huh? Looks like we managed to swerve any possible Sanguine concerns, though. Could have been a big problem. So, like, you see, I don't know, like, I know it's going to be, it feels like a bit silly coming from me. I know people have criticisms of my UI, too, but do you see how, like, the numbers are on here twice? It says 18 and 19, 18 twice. What is that? Are those two add-ons conflicting? Deep wounds, right? It shows the number, the duration. The blue or the white letter is Plater, right? But then there's some yellow number as well. What is this? I think you got a couple add-ons conflicting here. Shield block up with no actual damage taken as well. I don't really know Warrior, so I'm not going to critique the play too much, but I'd imagine, yeah, CD usage. And I honestly, like, I know, again, whatever, but I think, like, yeah, getting a more clean, like, something a little bit more compact, the UI, a little bit more information on the screen, a little bit less clutter, a little bit less, like, you know, kind of, it's not clutter. That's the word everybody uses, but it's not clutter, but it's just, like, kind of not very shapely. Do you feel like that? Like, the icons aren't lining up well. There's like spaces in between them. It's very easy to do this now. When I first started using WeCores, it was quite difficult. You had to be like a mathematician. You got to fucking like measure the actual everything you needed. But you don't need to do that anymore. Now you could make them snap. They snap to each other, and that's a really great feature of WeCores. So easy to fix. If you need help, let me know. I can help you. No ranged interrupt there, unfortunately, so that cast of Obliteration gets off, but this is actually not that dissimilar to what I would normally do route-wise. Well, normally on Tyrannical, that is. It's just like so much stuff. What is that? So many things on those health bars. That is a lot of things. There's a shockwave, good. I noticed like these bars are just not used either. That's kind of crazy to me. That is like a huge part of my character, the right bars. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do other people like not use those? I don't know. Unsure, maybe that's the case. Yeah, Demo Shout is just like a flat damage reduction, right? Including magic, so I'd imagine we'd want to get the uptime on that higher. And Shield Wall is still a long CD, right? So you don't have, it's kind of like the Icebound, I guess. Doesn't bring much utility, but it's tougher to use well. You have to make the right choice. So it's like a 40% reduction if I remember correctly. Okay, so we're at 76. We're going to skip that, I guess. It's going to be tough. You can pull this and then just have to skip one of those. Yeah, okay, that's what you're going to do. That's what you're going to do. You're going to make the right decision here. It's a smart play other than waiting there. There's not a lot of options. Hopefully nobody pulls the other one, which looks like that will be the case, yeah. Pretty good. Powerful swipe. Oh no! Careful. That does a lot of damage. Oh, you're going to get hit by it again. Uh-oh. You guys know you can dodge that, right? Simply move out, and you're good. Oh no, he's getting hit again. Okay, that time he's got a little defense for it, no problem. Okay, he's got it. He's got it. He's got the pacing. Oh, and he can charge back in. How about this gameplay? This is the best gameplay. But yeah, you can probably just intervene out too. You don't even have to get a little value for that. Yeah, I would definitely recommend one way or the other with that legendary. I would definitely recommend something that allows you to click on the person. I'm not actually sure. Maybe you have something because I don't know how you would use this without like target a person and then yeah, that's what you just did. Okay. Yeah, so you could cut out a whole key press there if you are interested in that. Add-on voodoo, even click. You can just get the add-on click and then just use the base UI if you really like the base UI. It's interesting too. Like I'm just noticing that rage bar has your name on it. That's a very strange addition to that week aura. What is that about? Just in case you forget who you are, you gotta have your name on there, right? Or is it supposed to? Is it meant to like have shown someone else's name? If I don't know, strange. You think yourself exceptional, gifted, but you will learn humility. What the hell? What's he mean by that? Unsure. So let's see damage on this boss. We'll have a lust with pride. I want to see. I want to see prot warrior. I don't know exactly how they perform. I know they perform very well with Night Fae damage wise, but looking pretty solid. 4K right now. Avatar's up. Did we pot? No pot, but it's not abnormal. Blood spattered scale gonna hit all them targets up to 5K, pretty good. So just almost covering the rogue or the hunter. Currently have nothing targeted. Getting stunned, yeah. Okay, so that stun hits the priest or something. You don't actually have a very good comp for this boss. We have the DK to get some grips in, perhaps, if he's got Necrolord. More about Fleshcraft, I don't know. I feel like I haven't seen it a lot either. I'll see at the end of the dungeon, but yeah, I guess like the core gameplay loop is just keep up shield block as often as possible for any physical damage whatsoever. I would say warrior is another spec though of tank that I would definitely want to see a weak aura showing me how much magic damage I'm taking. Like I have that damage type weak aura. That is just it's grown to be invaluable to me. That's a good shockwave right there though. Invaluable to me because knowing when AMS. Oh my god, what is all that shit? What is going on? Oh my god. What the hell was that? Is that maybe what I was just talking about? Showing magic damage of some sort? Look at this. I don't know. What is this? It's showing magic damage, I guess, huh? That's funny. I was literally just bringing that up. God, that is a lot of numbers and stuff just on the middle of the screen there. I will always say I have a lot of respect for anybody who's able to play like this. This is kind of crazy. A lot going on here. But yeah, no, I would definitely, one way or the other, maybe you are already tracking it, but it's definitely going to be useful for Prot Warrior. Of course, as a spell reflect, you need to know. Maybe there's something that helps with that too. Like, is there something that can tell if it's spell reflectable? But, there we go. That's cool. It's good use of Fleshcraft right there. That's actually a nice little, that's very interesting. I've not actually played a Necrolord tank in like a dungeon yet, so very interesting. Fleshcraft has some it's hard to use at times, but if you use it well, I bet it's very powerful. Oh my god, 5 stacks of that bleed already. Even warrior is not, I guess armor, we've talked about this so many different times. Armor does not help with bleeds, so you're still getting slaughtered by these guys. Still getting slaughtered. Why don't you shockwave there? Oh, you missed. You got like one mob. Whoops. Nice little stun from not you, I guess. I still don't know. You don't have a single target stun, right? Yeah, okay. That must be the Fury Warrior. It's a little hard to tell. Ravager slows them. Throws Ravager down on top of them. Do you have to be in Ravager to get its benefits? I feel like you do. Such a cool spell, though. I really like Ravager as a spell. So what about a Commanding Shout? Is that like something that you want to use as a defensive CD2? Probably, right? Maybe used for Pride. Is it kind of like a Pride? Maybe that's a good place for it. You can use it on the Pride. This pack took a long time to die. Oh, you're really this is gonna be tight. Wow, for an 18. This is a. I mean, you've done like 20s and 21s. This is surprising. Love to hear some commentary on that too. This is a tight 18. Like, I don't know. I like to think that if I did an 18 right now, like there would be very few mistakes. Like we'd crush it, but maybe not. I'm nothing crazy. So definitely got to get more used to this shockwave. I'll tell you what. Maybe it's just me not having an AOE stun or an AOE interrupt, but god damn is shockwave. So I'm so envious. So envious, and especially on Sanguine Week. Why do you not want to use it every pack? I mean, isn't there a talent? I don't know if you have that talent. Isn't there a talent that makes it like usable like twice a pack, basically? I think as long as you hit 3 targets, it's up more or something. Shockwave, I am very envious of, and I will always notice when somebody doesn't use it well because if Blood DK had an AOE stun, oh my god, would they be so good? They used to. In MOP, they actually used to have can't remember what it was called. Remorseless Winter, I guess it used to be a stun, and that was so fucking awesome. But not anymore. I noticed you also have Decursive. Wow, look at that. Decursive, I just noticed that. Yeah, I don't think you have anything that you can decurse as a warrior, right? So, interesting. Got a lot of stuff without a lot of benefit, I feel like. Single target damage is not particularly impressive, though. I guess that's just the way it is for most tanks. Oh my god, yeah, that's got to be... Maybe it's like a spell reflect reminder. That magic damage thing that pops up. I guess that's probably just what I was talking about, but... I haven't noticed it somehow. Interested in seeing the healing afterwards, too, because... I think it was you and I... Actually, no, there was like this dude... This dude who was like very adamant about Prot Warrior being an exceptional self-healer. And I was just like... I didn't buy it, but they're better than I thought they would be. This was in like the alpha. This guy was saying like, basically he was saying like this at the time like Prot Warrior was looked at as like unplayably bad, and this guy was basically saying like they're gonna become a self-healing tank, and this is what Blizzard is trying to make them. So pay attention to that. Like you should start looking at them as a self-healing tank. It's like, yeah, that's not really what's happening, is it? They just got nerfed. Like I was like trying to be like they no, it's not an intentional change. They just got nerfed. Okay, so now we're on to the final. Oh, 5. This is gonna be tight. Yo, this is gonna be quite. This is actually a very interesting key. I thought this was gonna be a slog or a romp. Like I thought we were gonna crush this. When I saw you did 21s, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a boring. What is this boring? Nice little charge into the interrupt there. It's very helpful because this boss does not want to come, and he's gonna get stuck back there, cast down on healers. Don't think there's any issues with Sanguine in this room, but there's a lot of stuff going on anyway. I feel like, you know, a good Ravager. Don't think Shockwave helps, but a couple good AoE spells to help get these mobs dispatched. And, of course, the banner, but we didn't use it. Or maybe we did. Can never tell. Don't actually see the banner being used either. Hold on. Let's go back to the last banner use. Just want to see it used. Oh, it's on your back. Oh, okay. I thought you'd plant it. It's like Warrior used to have these awesome ass spells in MOP. They were so freaking cool. It's called War Banner. You put it down and increased everybody's like crit or something like that. Very cool spell. And you could intervene to it. And I was like, oh my god, that's so freaking cool. Like you could charge and intervene to your own banner. So you could place the banner. It's a buff. There's also like a taunt banner, I believe. But anyway, you'd like plant this banner and then you could charge and then charge back to it and charge again. It was like awesome. Warrior was I don't know. There's been so many cool iterations of Warrior. I almost wish that it could return. But just realized I have WoW in the background though. Anyway, yeah, so we're coming down to the home stretch here. We have 4 minutes left. It's gonna be quite tight, I feel like. Good interrupting, keeping this mob moving. Just want to make sure you spawn this pride as close to this door as possible here. Mostly because if you fight down in those pews, like you can actually get line of sighted there a bit, so or kind of caught. Not necessarily line of sighted, but not a good place to be. See, there's just like icons and shit on the screen that just don't make any sense to me. What is that gear icon? It's like attached to the health bar on the left. The nameplate. It's like a gear. What is that? That means like something's on CD? I don't know. If you are getting used out of all this information on the screen, that's awesome. That's great. Because you're a genius, honestly. I can't make heads or tails out of half this shit. And this too, what is this? Halls of Atonement, the Sanctuary of Souls. What is that? Why is that on the screen? What are we doing with that one? That's interesting. But yeah, okay. So we got Pride. Saving some CDs, I'm sure, for the boss. Oh no, Ravager comes down. Okay. Probably best to do that. Let's see. Do we use Commanding Shout here? Are we using Commanding Shout? No. Okay. He's using the Trinket, which I would not actually. I would not recommend that. Not. Oh, you're not actually gonna have Lust. Oh my God, this is gonna be very tight. But yeah, I would definitely not recommend using the Trinket on a Pride, unless you absolutely have to. Okay, that's a lot of shit on that fucking boss. Oh my God, look at all those things on the left side of that boss. That's crazy. All right, so we got doing a little flesh crafting. Stigmata Pride. It's probably a good time for it. Getting thrown at. Nice little, and you can charge right back in. That's very good. How about Erupting Torment? Okay, he's going to throw a Ravager down. Very good. Oh, Ravager's like mad short CD. I see 45 seconds. Okay, well, can we Spell Reflect this maybe? I don't know. We'll see. See what happens. Spell Reflect's already been used. Oh, that's probably, wait. Hold the fuck on. Can you Spell Reflect the Stigmata of Pride? Let's see. He doesn't do that. Okay. So we don't know. Don't know what he Spell Reflects. Is there another one? It gets used. I know that. I don't. Oh, he just randomly uses it. That's strange. He just randomly used Spell Reflect there for no reason. I don't think he actually took any damage there, regardless. Okay, so we are able to block this. I would love to see this Spell Reflected. I don't know if that works, but probably not. I'd assume Blizzard has learned their lessons to some degree. Throwing the banner down. It's a big mastery buff, right? Is that how it works? I can't actually remember what the banner is, but I like the concept. I'd imagine that Stigmata of Pride is reflectable, though, no? Have you not tried that? I mean, Blood Decay can AMS it. So usually if something cannot be applied, usually if something can be stopped with AMS, it can also be Spell Reflected. But that doesn't necessarily mean it helps. I don't know. Yeah, Ravager's up a lot. Oh, there's a Commanding Shout. Okay, that's a good use of that. That seems like a very good option there. It's a 3-minute CD, so you got to be a little judicious with it. Not quite AMZ, but it's very probably useful to have. Yeah, I'm surprised to see the Spell Reflect, because you're definitely taking magic damage from that. It does a lot of magic damage. And the thing about it is, it doesn't even read like it's, what the hell is that? It doesn't even read like it's a magic debuff, but you actually crush it, probably thanks to good DPS. So, all right, I know we got the overall coming. Let's see it. All right, let's take a look. This is another funny thing. Like, what? Is this parody? It's the whole screen. What the fuck? Okay, anyway, yeah, you see that scale button up there? You could change that. I don't know if you have this on purpose, but that's the whole screen. Okay, so overall offense is surprising to me. Revenge, top offense. How about that? Thunderclap has fallen from grace. You remember BFA used to be top damage by a mile. It used to be 40% or more of the warrior's damage. Those days are behind us, so Serrated Spalders, a little bit less than I expect. Blood Barrier, struggling. And I think that's because you're keybinding it, my friend. Or you're not keybinding it. And you got it on this weird ass. Yeah, I bet if we looked at how many times you use Blood Barrier over the course of a dungeon, we would see that you're not getting good value out of that trinket. That is something that you want to basically just charge in and slap. Like, I don't know. I don't play warrior. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's such good burst damage, and it's so valuable on the pull. I don't know. I would say that that should be way higher. But maybe you just did really good damage with everything else. I don't know. So we're taking a look at variety of things. Let's see the healing now. So 3.4k overall is pretty damn good. Certainly a lot better than my DK will do, but yeah, so here's the healing breakdown. So yeah, ignore pain, obviously, indomitable. So that was like the main crux of that guy's argument, that indomitable was gonna like rise to like blood DK levels, and I mean that's pretty good. I mean, 1 million healing over the course of a dungeon is not too shabby. It's certainly better than it used to be. Like, I mean, there's nothing like that in the past, so pretty interesting. But yeah, that trinket actually is just legit bad. Like, it's kind of crazy. I'm very surprised to see Blood Barrier do that much healing, but that little damage. Maybe that's just because you do less healing and more damage than I do, but that's surprising to me. Anyway, fueled by violence. That's got to be some Necrolord stuff, huh? But yeah, I don't know. The trinket together combined for less than, it's like 350k basically. Not even close to that. They're basically 320k. That's not good, I would say. I don't know. Like, if it's not even competing with Blood Barrier, yeah, I would just try. I would just go some other trinket. Interesting concept. So anyway, let me know what you think. I'm sure there'll be a lot to talk about. So love to hear your thoughts too. If you want to give them again, Tagor, thanks for long time support. I'm happy to do this for you. So hopefully it's helped or you've enjoyed it in one way or the other. And thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.